everyone, how's it going? So, first of all, I would like to say that I am with you. I completely feel you. I know what it's like to be alone, to feel lonely and completely lost in life. So, what I want to try to do on this video is to give you some directions to where to go just as I start so you can move towards somewhere and then eventually you will find your way on your own. So this is just some kind of a little help. Yeah, if you are lost, then that basically means that first you need to find yourself, and second you need to find where you belong. So usually people feel very lost. They feel in a crossroad, and they don't know where to go. They have no idea. And I believe that we must find our purpose in life. That sounds really complicated or kind of cliche, but it is very true. So you need to find what is your purpose in life, what drives you, what motivates you, what gives you passion, what are you passionate about? And in order to find those, you need to find yourself. You need to find who you are. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, who am I? What am I good at? What do I like to do? Because you are very likely to live a happy life if you do something that you love. If you work with something that you are really good at and you feel passionate about that. And logically, if you're doing something that you love, that you are passionate about, then the chances that you're going to be successful at that are very, very high. So that's the way to start. That's the way to begin, because let's be honest, if you just give in to the pressure from the society or from parents and friends, and you start studying something that you don't like, and eventually you work with something that you don't like, you realize too late that, well, this is not what I want to do. Then it's not something that you see yourself working for the next following years, and then you just have to make a turn and start over with something new. So to avoid this kind of situation, you got to start off on the right foot. So it's very important for you to analyze carefully, the options that you have, and to think very much about each one of these options, and do not give in to the pressure from parents or society. I know some people, they have really harsh parents that keep pressuring them to, like, you got to do something. What do you want to do? Let me tell you, when you're 17, you might think that you know something about life, but you don't know shit. You don't know anything. You have no idea. You might have something in mind, job wise, but let me tell you, that's probably not the answer. You think that's going to be the answer. You're going to work with this, but it's very likely that you will change your mind and it's not going to be your career, because that's the age, that's the moment in life where we're still trying to figure everything out. Someone once said that the 20s, our 20s, they are like a workshop phase. It's the decade for workshop. So you need to try, okay, I think I like this, and then you try, okay, that's not what I want to do, I don't like this, and then you try something else, and you keep trying. You gotta keep trying until you find the place where you fit, and that's where you're going to be happy. So I guess that a lot of people, they don't see it in a positive way, to be changing, constantly changing or trying different things. But that's the moment for you to do that, because if you don't try things before, you just go like down that path, at some point you might feel miserable, you might regret the decision that you made back then. So in order to avoid all these kind of bad situations, it is very important to think carefully and to try to find out who you are, who you really are. For example, in my personal experience, my dad, he always talked to me about being a military, just like him. So it is a career that he really likes, and he was trying to make my mind about that, about doing the same. But I knew for sure, but that being a military, that was not my cup of tea at all. That was not my vibe. So, and then I was honest. I was honest to him. I was like, Dad, this is not for me. Sorry. And yeah, he understood. I guess some parents, they are, again, they're really harsh, and they might not be as comprehensive as mine was. But you gotta stand for yourself. you gotta talk to your parents like, first I'm going to figure out who I am, and then I will make my choice. And also, in my personal experience, the best way for you to find who you are is by traveling, you know? Just travel somewhere, get out of the comfort zone, get out of this bubble that you have been living your whole life, you know? Even if you live, for example, in huge countries like the United States, or in my case in Brazil, you know, we have so many different cultures inside one nation, but still it's the same reality, you know. It's basically the same, you know. It's a huge bubble. A bubble is a bubble, so you need to burst that by traveling, you know. Go somewhere completely different with a different culture. So usually students, they take a gap year right after graduating high school. So I suggest you to do that. And if you don't know exactly where to go, just go anywhere, you know. I once saw in the movie the guy just spin the globe in his home, and then he chose a country randomly, you know. So yeah, you can try that. Have this experience, you know. For example, an exchange program. That's a great idea. If you can't afford that, well, then just try some volunteer work. You know, there are many places in South America, Southeast Asia, Africa, so many options that you can go to do a volunteer work for some time. That's gonna be a huge life experience for you, and you will get to talk to new people with different perspectives, with different ideas, and that's just gonna add up to you, you know. Like, you're building your being, you know, you're building yourself up as an adult, you know. Like, so you're getting ready for life. So that's a workshop, and that's what you gotta do. And eventually you will see like, okay, I'm good at this, I like this. You will analyze what places, what countries are the best for you, what places fit closely to your lifestyle, to your personal intentions. Yeah, all the answers will be like showing up to you, you know. All you gotta do is to stand up and move forward somewhere. In 2016, someone told me that it takes 7 years, you know, like it's God's number. But it does make a lot of sense. It takes about 7 years for you to find out who you are, you know. I'm not saying that's a rule to follow, but in my case, I got to realize, you know, I was like, wait, yeah, it does make sense, because just recently I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, it does make a lot of sense, you know, because it took me about 7 years to find out who I am. You know, today I'm 26, I will turn 27 in October this year. So finally, I'm getting to the final stage. You know, I feel like I'm finally reaching the final stage of discovering who I am, you know, and what are my purposes in life, what are my goals. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And that's why I just would like to share this personal experience of mine with anybody who is watching me, who's listening to me. And just know that you are not alone, and we all go through the same phases in life, you know. So don't feel like a loser if you are 25 and you still haven't figured out like what to do job wise, what to do like in life, what purpose do you have, what drives you. So just relax, you know. It's a process, but if you're looking for that, if you keep searching, then the answers will eventually come to you. So don't stress about it.